everybody, welcome back to another video. Before we get started today, I would like to thank everybody who got us over that 100 subscriber threshold. Okay, we're almost at 200, so you guys are delivering, and I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the love in the comment section, especially on that Mike Trout video, and I got to respond to you some and have some fun. But I'm going to set the goal. You guys over-delivered, so I'm going to see if you guys can deliver 500 in the next couple of weeks by the end of the year. You know, if we can get to 500 by the end of the year, that would really be, I would really be happy about that and appreciate it, and it would really motivate me to make even better content. As you can see, I changed up the setting a little bit here, different angle. You guys get to see some of the Yankee stuff I have behind me. Yes, that is Joe Boo. Big fan of Major League movies. Big fan. So let's talk about Max Kepler quickly today. It's going to be very quick. Does he make sense for the Yankees? Is he a better option than Bryan Reynolds is? Before you stop the video and say, here we go again, listen to me for a second. Go look at his underlying numbers. Now, I'm not a big analytical guy. I'm not. I'm very traditionalist when it comes to the way the game needs to be played and how the game should be managed. Okay? I'm not the one to sit and talk about exit velocity and launch angle and WRC plus and all those numbers. Right? I look at the raw numbers. What's his average? What's his on-base percentage? What's his slugging? How many home runs? You know, how many times he gets on base? Things like that. And with that being said, if you look at Kepler's underlying numbers, now that is the analytical numbers. He's actually analytically a very good ball player. The analytics love him. And his average actually will go up because of the new rule changes that are coming in with the shift. He lost about 10 hits to the shift last year. So if you add that to his average is going to go up, which means that his on-base percentage is going to go up. And that is what the Yankees need. The Yankees need guys to put the ball in play. And his strikeout rate is low. He's got a very, very low strikeout rate. So he puts the ball in play, and he's left-handed. Now you take him out of Minnesota, which is not a very friendly hitter ballpark, and you put him in Yankee Stadium, his numbers should go up. And he's a very plus defender. He's a very good defender. So if you actually dive into the numbers a little bit deeper, you actually have something here. And why I think Kepler makes more sense than Reynolds does is it comes down to cost. I'm not sitting here and telling you that Bryan Reynolds is not a better ball player than Max Kepler is. Bryan Reynolds is the better ball player. And if you can go get Bryan Reynolds, go get Bryan Reynolds. But again, I always ask this question. At what cost are you going to go trade for Bryan Reynolds? We went through that video. Go check the Meet the Baby Bomber video. Exactly what you're giving up is in that video. Okay, I'm not going to get into it here because it's not the place for it. Go watch that video, please. Thank you. So, Kepler here in this scenario, if you're comparing the package it would take to get Kepler compared to the package it would take to get Bryan Reynolds, you have more of an opportunity to keep some of your prospects. And listen, this isn't prospect hugging. A lot of people are like, oh, you want to hang on to your prospects because you don't want to trade him. I'll trade my prospects for the right guy. And Bryan Reynolds is not the right guy. He's not worth Jason Dominguez. He's not worth Peraza and Pereira and Warren and Beater. He's not worth all of that. I'm sorry. I mean, I wouldn't even trade Dominguez straight up for him. I think Dominguez has a better ceiling and higher value than Reynolds is. I'm sorry. It's not, I mean, there's really nothing to apologize about. It's how I see it and how other people see it. So, you know, that's their opinion. Whether if it's wrong or not, that's up to you guys to decide. But, you know, I really do not think that all those prospects are worth going over to Pittsburgh. It's not. You don't empty out your prospect pool for a guy like Bryan Reynolds, and then you want to add Nestor Cortez to the deal. So when you talk about Kepler might cost you top 20 prospects. Maybe a Beater is in that trade, right? I think that you might be able to wiggle a reliever out of Minnesota as well. Maybe a left-handed reliever you could get back in the deal, so maybe 2 top 20 prospects. I don't think it will cost you anybody in your top 10 other than maybe Warren or Beater. You'll get to hold on to Peraza. You get to hold on to Dominguez. You get to hold on to Volpe. And if you think about it in the longer term, right, You have Kepler for 2 years. You have him under team control for 2 years, this year and a team option for next year. Dominguez is about 2 years away. 2024 is his ETA. So you hold on to Dominguez. You bring in Kepler, left-handed bat, again, left-handed bat, low strikeout guy. His average will go up. It's a high-risk move. It is. It's not like you don't know what you're going to get, but if it bears fruit, you're going to be extremely happy. And you have Kepler for 2 years. Dominguez comes up at the end of Kepler's run, and you've passed the torch up to Dominguez. Now you have an outfield of Judge and Dominguez, and hopefully the Yankees re-sign Bader next year, and then your outfield is Judge, Dominguez, and Bader. I like that a lot better than Judge, Bader, and Reynolds. Right? Yes, it doesn't fix the problem right now. Right? It's more of a long-term outlook in how you look at things. But you got to look at the long term. Listen, if George had his way, he would have traded Mariano, he would have traded Jeter, and look what those two players turned into. So sometimes holding on to your prospects does pay out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But Judge, Jeter, Pettit, Mariano, Posada, Bernie, all homegrown prospects that are Yankee legends. But what if you traded them? Then what? And you traded for the hot name at the time. Then what? Right? So, don't come around here and saying, "Oh, you're worried about trading your prospects." I know what those prospects can come into because there's a history to those prospects. Dominguez will fit in that echelon. Volpe will fit in that echelon. Right? So, what are we talking about here? So, just to wrap it up here before it gets too long, tell me what you guys think in the comments section below. Max Kepler. Would you be okay if the Yankees pivoted from Bryan Reynolds to Max Kepler? Let's just say the Bryan Reynolds package is way, way too much, and Kepler's plan 1A or plan 1B. What do you guys think? He makes more sense than some of these other guys that are out there right now. He does. He's not, like I said, he's not the move everybody wants, and it would be one of those moves that everybody questions. But, to me, it makes sense to kind of maybe look at Kepler a little bit longer. And based on some of the reports that I've been reading, Kepler and the Yankees have been linked together for a while, and the Twins and Yankees have talked on parameters of a deal. So, and the report is that Kepler will not be with the Twins come spring training. So he's going to be somewhere. And I think that based on the long look of it and diving into the numbers, Kepler might be the better option for the Yankees than Bryan Reynolds. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's try to get up to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I really do appreciate the support, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.